Now to the latest on the war in the Middle East. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel today, making this his third trip to the country. From there, he will travel to Jordan to meet with the king to discuss the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. NBC's Chris Pallone is on Capitol Hill with the details.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrives in Israel amidst a pivotal moment in that country's war against Hamas outside Gaza City. Landing in Israel for the third time since the war began, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is urging Israel's leaders to minimize the toll of war on those caught in the crossfire. Blinken met this morning with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
We're here as we've been and as we will remain in solidarity with Israel.
Blinken will push Israel's leaders for more pauses in the fighting to get hostages out of Gaza and humanitarian aid in.
When it comes to the protection of civilians who are caught in the crossfire of Hamas's making, that everything be done to protect them.
As fighting continues in the north, the Israeli military says it has surrounded Gaza City and is engaged in face-to-face combat with Hamas. In the south, foreigners and severely injured Palestinians were allowed to cross into Egypt for a second straight day.
We got out today 74 American folks.
The bill is passed.
On Capitol Hill, a dozen Democrats joined Republicans to pass a bill with aid for Israel paired with corresponding budget cuts for the IRS.
I support the bill because I believe Israel needs to see people on both sides supporting them in their time of need, even though Republicans are playing full politics.
The White House, Senate Democrats, and even some Senate Republicans are opposed to passing a foreign aid bill that doesn't include more funding to support Ukraine in its war with Russia.
The president would veto an only Israel bill. I think that we've made that clear.
The bill is not expected to pass in the Senate. Now that Israel-only aid package has passed the House, Speaker Mike Johnson is expected to introduce a bill that would provide foreign aid to Ukraine, but that money is expected to be tied to higher funding to increase border security here in the U.S. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.